All right, these are all of the checklists that you as a senior need to look for your actual high school career. This isn't for college and this isn't for military. This is just what you need to be looking for right here, right now. So first, you need to make sure that your second semester classes cover what is left of the check marks for your classes for graduation. So whether you have econ or government, make sure you have your last English credit. If you have another science or math credit you need, stick that in there. Make sure all of your elective credits are put in. This last semester is your last chance to make sure that all of your classes for graduation are covered. Next, make sure your cap and gown are ordered. You should have already ordered these a couple months ago, and they should have come and given you some ordering forms and making sure that you have all that. But if you have not ordered this, you need to go to the main office and you need to make sure that you are ordering this cap and gown. It is very, very important for graduating, making sure that you can walk. And then you'll also do some pretty fun stuff with your cap and gown. I won't spoil that for you if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, though. Start looking for prom attire. Prom is only a couple months away. And even if you don't have a date yet, that's okay. If you plan on going to prom, you need to make sure that you're starting to look for your prom dresses or prom suits. If you start looking now, this will give you time to look at some options, get some alterations done, and make sure that you have your whole entire look ready and not be scrambling those last couple weeks before prom. If you have any of your senior photos that you still need to do them now. Soon, you should be ordering your graduation cards and handing them out, telling people where your party is and when graduation is. Also, yearbook probably might have shoved this down your throat already, but make sure you get those senior photos into the yearbook, okay? Now, eligibility. This includes parking tickets, detentions, library books, all that fun stuff. You cannot do fun things like prom, and you can't do dances and stuff like that. You can't do any of that if you are not eligible. So make sure that all of your parking tickets are paid, make sure all of your detention hours are paid, make sure all your library books are in, and make sure you're not failing any of your classes. These are all very important. Now, if you're planning on going to college, here are some things that you should be looking for right now to be doing, okay? So first, you're gonna need to apply for these scholarships, okay? There's a lot of opportunities that you can have for scholarships. You can go, there's a lot of scholarships within the community, the school has a lot of scholarships that they offer, and then you can also look at your college's scholarships. You need to be very careful and watch these deadlines, okay? Deadlines are super important. If you do not turn in these scholarships on time, you will not have the chance of receiving them. So make sure that you're filling out these scholarships, okay? This also includes getting letters of recommendations from teachers. A lot of scholarships will ask you for letters of recommendations. So even if you're not thinking about applying for that many scholarships, I would suggest getting at least 3 letters of recommendations from people before you even start. This could be a teacher, admin, someone from the community. A lot of scholarships will ask for a letter of recommendation from the community, so someone outside of your school. So like an employer or someone you've done volunteer work with, try and get those letters of recommendations now, okay? And then you also need to complete the FAFSA and send it to colleges. Now, as a 2024 graduate, the FAFSA was different for me as it opened in January and not in October or September like it normally did. So unfortunately, I cannot say when your FAFSA opened, but either way, you still should be able to complete the FAFSA right now. Make sure that you complete it as soon as possible and you send it to colleges, because being one of the first ones in, it can almost guarantee more money. FAFSA goes based off of who applies first, okay? So the sooner you apply, there's a great possibility of more money you will receive. Another thing is check college webpage for additional applications. This could be housing applications, scholarship applications, financial aid applications. There's so many applications that a college will want you to do. And if you found your college, I would advise looking at those additional applications and trying to fill some of them out if you can. Now, for military, there's not a whole lot you can do right now, but the school does have recruiters that come almost every single week from every branch. So if there's a specific branch that you're interested in, I would suggest looking and making sure that those recruiters are coming, and when you find a recruiter from the branch you're interested in, go and talk to them. They will have a lot of information and they will help you with the start of your journey on going to the military. All right, now we are all done all through January and February. Now we're gonna move into March and April. So by this time, you should have received your cap and gown if you ordered it on time. If you still haven't, go order it right now. Oh my gosh, if it is March and you have not ordered it, go order it, please. Anyway, you should have already received your cap and gown, which means you need to go hang it up. Don't put it in a box, fold it up, or anything like that. It will get wrinkles on it, and then you'll have to steam clean it, and it'll be like a whole thing before the day of graduation. If you just put it on a hanger, put it in your closet or somewhere, making sure it doesn't get wrinkles, it'll be very, very useful, and they will highly recommend that you just hang it up. Please hang it up. Also, don't lose it. Like I said before, you will need it, not just for walking. There are some fun events that you'll do with it too. Not gonna spoil, no spoilers, but do not lose it. This is very important. Please do not lose your cap and gown. You should start making or ordering your grad invites. If you still haven't taken the senior photos, please take them. People start handing out their grad invites around the beginning to middle of April. So you should, by March, you should be starting to think about what your grad cards will look like, when your grad party is gonna be. I would recommend talking to some of your peers about when they're thinking their grad party is. You don't want all of your grad parties on the same day, because then you can't go to any of your friends' grad parties and it's a whole mess and you will be stressed. So I recommend talking to some of your peers on when their grad party is gonna be. But anyway, start making those grad cards and start ordering them. They're a little time consuming and you'll probably need a lot. So make sure you start ordering those, okay? Now prom is about a month or two away. You want to make sure that you have your dress or your suit, you have tie, get your little flower arrangements set up, whether you're getting fake ones or real ones, and start getting those alterations in. If you need alterations, I would recommend going around the end of March to beginning of April to get those alterations done. A lot of people might be doing them at the same time though, so this is honestly your own opinion. And then making sure eligibility. This is going to be, you'll see this every single time for the school needs. Eligibility, make sure you are on top of it, okay? All right, now we're moving into the college things that you should be doing in the months of March and April. First, you're going to want to confirm your attendance to the college that you plan on going to. If you still don't know, that is completely okay. You still have some time to decide. But if you are decided on a college, you should confirm with that college that you plan on attending there, and then let all of the other colleges that you applied to know that you have made the decision to not go with their school. This will help the colleges run smoothly, and you will get less emails in your inbox, and mail as well. You also want to complete a housing application. Now, completing a housing application can be done way sooner if you have already committed to a college. Like I had some girls, they completed their housing application first semester. So like I said, if you're committed to a college and you know you want to go there, complete their housing application as soon as it opens if you want. Now, when you're completing a housing application, this can also mean trying to find a roommate. If you don't have a roommate that you know you want to room with, well, colleges have the opportunity for you to go and speak to other people who you might want to room with. So if your college has that opportunity, I would highly suggest going and looking at that to try and find your roommate as well, and try and pick what house you would want to go into, you know? Complete the FAFSA. I don't know, like I said before, with my FAFSA being weird, I don't know how yours is going to be, but a lot of colleges have due dates for the FAFSA, and their FAFSAs are going to be around this March, April time if they weren't already in February. So if they still have, the FAFSA should still be open and colleges should still be accepting them. So if you haven't completed the FAFSA, you still have an opportunity to complete it, so please complete that. Now, your AP tests, if you're an AP student, they will be around the corner in May. So make sure that you're prepping for those AP tests. They're really big tests. If you've taken an AP test, you know exactly. You all are seniors. You all, if you haven't taken an AP test, wish you luck. Now, if you need to retake the ACT, you can. If you don't want to retake the ACT, that's completely fine. But if you're still not happy with your score, or there's some scholarships that have the opportunity of, but you need a higher ACT score, you can still retake that ACT. It may cost you a little bit of money, but if you have the opportunity to and you want to, I would suggest retaking this ACT. Now, if you're wanting to go into the military, and if you still haven't found a branch, that's a-okay. Like I said, there still should be some recruiters that come in and out of the commons every single week. But if you have found a branch that you would like to attend and join into, you need to make sure that you are meeting all of the requirements from the branch. If you've already met some of these requirements, that's good for you. Good job. But you need to make sure that all of them are completed. So if you still don't know about some of the requirements that you need, make sure to talk to your recruiter about them and get them completed. All right, and if you're not thinking about going into college or even the military and you want to jump straight into the workforce, that's okay. What you should be doing right now, though, if you are looking to go into the workforce and you don't already have a job you see yourself going in through after high school, you should start looking for a job in your interests. And once you find a job like that, you could set up some job shadows to make sure that this job is the one that you would like to do. And now it is May. May is kind of a pretty long checklist for you seniors, and that's because you have a lot going on. So some of the important things you need to be watching out for and doing during May is making sure that your cap and gown are good, making sure that they're hanged up, that they're not around anything icky or they can't get wrinkled. You already heard the whole spiel during April and March, but still making sure that they're in good condition, because you don't want to look sloppy when you're walking down, grabbing your diploma. Plan your grad party. Your grad party should be around this time. So making sure that you have your place set up, you have all of your decorations, and you know how it's going to run is very important. This will be a lot of planning. Make sure you talk to your parents or guardians about it, and have fun with it. Right. Download OneDrive to a personal device. When you hand in your iPad or computer or whatever you're using at this time, making sure that you download all of your things that you want off of OneDrive onto a personal device is important, because once you turn back in that technology, the school will erase it all for the next student to use. Speaking of technology, make sure you have all of your technology. At this point in time, the school has iPads, chargers, pens, and bricks for the chargers. So if you still have all of those, making sure that on the last day of school when you turn it in, you have all of them and they're all working. If you do not have all of them, you will not be allowed to walk at graduation. So you need to make sure that if you have all of them in good working condition, if you do not have all of them, you need to go to the main office or library and go and pay for those. Watch your grades. Senioritis is a thing, and I know you all feel it. So making sure that you're watching your grades and that you're staying on top of them is super important. It's the last month. You have a couple of weeks left, but May is full of tests. And you know it. You know it. I know it. It's annoying, I know. But watch those grades and make sure that you're staying up on them, okay? POG, profile of a graduate. You need to be ready for it. You should already have most of it done, but making sure that you're getting prepared for that speech is important. And good luck with your speech, because you'll need it to graduate. All right, now it's time for college in May. Not that long of a list, but it's still a little bit of work. So when you are done with your classes, school year is over, make sure that final transcript is being sent to the college of your choice. They will need that in order to make their complete decision on if they want you to be a student there and for scholarship reasons. Class registration. Class registration can also go into April. There is a lot of dates for your college. Each college has different dates, but most of them can start class registration as soon as April. So you want to make sure that you are staying connected with your college, reading emails and all of that, and knowing when class registration is. My class registration is in June, but I have people who already registered for classes in April. So making sure that you're keeping up to date with your class registrations is very important, because you don't want to go to college and not have any classes, right? Military. Also, doesn't look like a big list, but depending on where you are with your requirements, it could be big. Make sure that you have your final requirements done for when you go to your branch and go to basics. It is very, very important. Again, talk to your recruiter if you have any questions about it. All right, and lastly, workforce. When you're in May and you want to go to the workforce, you need to apply to a job or still do a job shadow. You should have a job by the end of school. Yeah. Other than that, that is your semester 2 checklist. So during the summer, make sure that if you're going to college, you are still keeping track of your college requirements. With your military, make sure you have your dates for basic. And workforce, go have fun making money. Right, thanks for listening and bye-bye.